Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to another squad building video. Now recently I uploaded a 100k starter team video and you guys seem to enjoy it, so I thought today I'd upload a 50k starter team for anyone who maybe doesn't quite have that 100k yet. Now obviously if you do have 100k and want to check that video out, then make sure you do. It's obviously available for you guys to see on the channel. And if you're wanting to work up to that, then I have got what I call a low budget trickle trading method video that you guys could also check out to help you get the coins to get that team. But if 50k is your budget, then I've built a team today that I think is going to be pretty gosh darn good and pretty good bang for your buck. Now, every single player in this team is actually completely different to the 100k team. So I've not like copied and pasted a couple of players and just tweaked a few things. Every single player here is unique from the squad I built. So if you enjoy this video and you find it helpful or you like the team, then do leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, and the channel out a whole bunch. Hit the sub button if you're new and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Just before we look at the team, however, let's hear from today's video sponsor.
Do you need some more coins for your FIFA Ultimate Team? Then look no further than U7Buy. They're the cheapest and most reliable place to get your FIFA Ultimate Team coins. And if you use code HURSTY at checkout, you'll get yourself an extra discount. I want to say a massive thank you to U7Buy for sponsoring us. Don't forget that code HURSTY. Now let's get back to the video.
Okay, so as you can see, the team starts off in a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. You can stay in this formation. It's also viable in a 4-4-2 with the right chem styles on people. There's one or two plays you might want to add something like a catalyst to, just to get the pace up a little bit to justify using them as a left or right mid. But I think there's quite a good little bit of variety here. You could run this as like a 4-3-3 if you don't mind a one striker system. I personally prefer a two up top. I think it really does suit the gameplay having that second striker. But let's get into it. Let's not mess about. Let's have a look at player number one. We're going to start off in goal and we're going to be looking at Kobel. Now Kobel is a player I've used on my friend James's account, aka JBakes. Make sure you show him love on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. He does upload to all three. He had Kobel in his team, and he was really, really good. Really enjoyed using his card. He was he was just so efficient in goal. The reflexes really made him incredibly viable, and I really did enjoy using him. One thing worth noting, just when I think about it, because Kobel is one of the players this does affect, you do need a Bundesliga manager to get the 33 chem on everyone. I don't have one, so I put in Klopp because I know he was in the Bundesliga before, but a Bundesliga manager literally doesn't matter about the nation or anything. There's two players that need that extra Bundesliga link, so make sure you've got a Bundesliga manager to get the 33 chem, otherwise it is 31. Going into the right back and kind of, I guess, starting the hybrid of this, because there are 3 leagues in this team. And one of them is obviously the Bundesliga, as you guys have seen. Another one is the Prem, and we're going to Nelson Semedo. Obviously, you'll need to convert him to a right-back card. But including the price of all of the position modifiers, this team came out at 49,750 when I was looking on Footbin earlier and added the price of the position modifiers. So 49,750 is literally just under that 50k mark. But Semedo, really, really good. I definitely recommend an anchor onto him if you've got one. They're not too crazy expensive, but yeah, Semedo really viable. I was using Wan-Bissaka in my main team, and I think Semedo for me personally is slightly better. I just do slightly prefer his card. I think he's a little bit more, I don't know, I think the physicality side, he feels more physical. Whether his stats sort of add up to that, I don't know. But next to him, going into our third league already, we're looking at Kim Min Jae. Now, one thing worth bearing in mind, this guy's potentially got, well, he has got a player of the month coming out because I'm fairly sure he won the Serie A player of the month. This guy looks unreal. If you have more than 50,000 coins, when his SBC comes out, I will definitely be doing him. If he looks half as good as I think he's going to, I think he is a no-brainer to complete. You'll see in the rest of this team, there's some really good players from Napoli this year, and it's not that difficult to get him on chemistry thanks to the new system. And I genuinely think this guy's unreal. Like, he just, look at this card. It's such a beast for the start of the game. Again, anchor, and you're absolutely laughing. I think he looks really, really viable. And his partner, I have to say, I think is one of the best cheap centre-backs I've used so far this year already, and that is Nico Schlotterbeck. Holy everything. This guy's so good. Again, used him on James's account. Incredible card. Absolutely incredible card. He was just a machine. We were playing against all sorts of different strikers and attackers, and he kept up with all of them. He was just so good. Really enjoyed using him. Definitely a player I'd like to try and get into my team. If he gets special cards down the line, he is going to be disgustingly good. Sticking with the Bundesliga for the left back. Now, this can be any Bundesliga left back that already has a link in the team. So, for example, a German link which is why I'm going for Raum. Another option would maybe be Gunter. I think Raum is ever so slightly better. Again, benefits from an anchor or a sentinel if you're on a budget. But Raum is really, really good for the start of the game. I've really enjoyed using him. I think he's definitely justifiably used here. Again, you do need to convert him to a left back, but again, that is all included in the price of this team at the time of recording. Going into the middle of the park, we're going back to the Serie A, and we're going back to Napoli, and we're looking at Zambo Anguissa. Now, I had this card pointed out to me the other day. Look at how disgusting this card is. Just look at how good that card looks. He is unreal. Absolutely unreal. The only thing I'd say, medium low, is a bit of a stinker. That is a bit of a stinker. That's the only small thing I found. On the 2 games I had used him, because I had him untradeable, and before I built this team, I put him into an SBC because I wanted a 100k pack for one to watch. I absolutely did not notice the work rates being a problem. It could be that I got a little bit lucky. I'm not too sure. I did not notice the work rates being a problem. I had him on stay back. I had him on stay central, and he stayed back and stayed central. That's all I can really say. In a midfield of like 2 or 3 as well, if you play a 4-4-2 or if you play like a 4-3-3, for example, again, it's even less noticeable for me because there's even more cover in the midfield. In a 4-1-2-1-2, I don't know if maybe you'd feel it a little bit more, but in a 4-4-2 that I was using him in, partnered with our left centre mid, which we'll get to in a second, I didn't notice his work rates being a problem. He felt really good and, again, was a fantastic DM. He was so good there. Up next is the most expensive player in the team, coming in at the time of recording at 15,000 coins. It is Jude Bellingham. What a card this guy has. He is so good. And the beautiful thing with him is you can apply whatever chem style you want to justify playing him the way you want to play him. You want him to be box to box, put a hunter on him if you really want to, or an anchor if you want him to be sort of stay back box to box, or, you know, a shadow if you want him to be particularly defensive. His card is so versatile. It's so good. An absolute baller and a really good card for the start of this game. I've absolutely loved using him. Again, a player that if I can get him into my main team, I definitely will, because he is definitely worth it. Up next, we're going back to the Premier League. And this is actually a trio that I did mention before on my TikTok, and I uploaded a video about it as well. Matheus Nunes is up next. Obviously, does get the link to Semedo, but obviously because people are at position, the chemistry's not going to quite look right now because of the positions. But Matheus Nunes is unreal. So good as a versatile box-to-box. Again, just gets up the pitch a lot, but does come back. I also, by the way, don't find 3-star an issue. Skill moves don't feel that important. Maybe it's just me. But Nunes with an anchor, again, is fantastic as that box-to-box, or an engine if you want him to sort of be more gifted at passing. It's entirely your choice. For me, Bellingham was my pass machine, so I did not really mind it too much. At cam, we're actually going with the only special card of the team, and he's just a little bit cheaper than Bellingham. And I have questions as to why. Raspadori looks unreal. Look at this card. Again, if you are somebody who likes the skill moves and stuff, 4-star, 5-star, look at this card. He's like 12k. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. In game, I play him striker. I think stamina-wise, he's not quite got enough stamina to play cam. He can start off at cam, though, which is why he's there. The other striker option here is who I swap him with, which I'll put in now. I'll show you guys the rest of the team now very quickly. Because finally, up top, finishing off the Premier League trio is Guedes. You guys know, if you've seen anything I've talked about, Guedes for me is one of the best cards in this game. He is so good for his price. I absolutely love Goncalo Guedes. I play him all the time, and I hate playing against him. And last but not least is going to be a player I actually have in the club right now, and that is Osimhen, finishing off the Napoli links. Again, I just love this card so much. I cannot get over how good he is. Now, it's worth bearing in mind, a lot of people you can see here, it doesn't show the 3 chemistry. You can see on the left-hand side there, the yellow spaces are where the extra chemistry comes from. So, for example, Osimhen, Kim, and Zambo all get that extra chemistry from 4 Napoli players when Raspadori is in position. Obviously, the other Bundesliga players would get the other chemistry if I had a Bundesliga manager and Raum was in position. Yada, yada, yada. It is 33 chemistry. I promise you, if you don't believe me, try it out before you build it. But this team here, super viable for a 50k team. So versatile. If you were running it in a 4-4-2, personally, what I was doing is I had Matheus Nunes and Guedes as left and right mid. It worked for me. Nunes, I made sure I put a catalyst on him because I wanted his passing to be up there. So when he was playing at right mid, I had a catalyst. gave him the 90 pace that he needs, and gave him like 80 passing, which was perfect. I did exactly the same thing on Guedes. If you're running him as a cam or central or as a striker, I recommend a Hawk or Hunter, depending on your budget or whatever you're wanting to use on them. If you're playing them out wide, I recommend the Catalyst because the passing is very important. Osman, I haven't used the chem style on him. Personally, I'm going to put a dead eye on him when I do because 65 passing is a tad low. But you guys will be able to see this is all as a super sub coming on in like late into games. He is so clinical. The 2 games where he didn't score were games where I didn't make chances, so he didn't have a chance to do anything. But I love him. I absolutely love him. He's so good. I've been using him in some moment stuff as well, and he's just clinical in that too. But that's the 50k team. Let me know what you guys think to it. Let me know if there's any changes you would personally make. And let me know if you enjoyed the video by leaving a like. Obviously, it helps me out a whole bunch. Make sure you hit that sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. If you want to catch on the live streams, we live stream on Twitch and TikTok. Links to both are down below in the description. And while you're down there, make sure you check out the links to our channel sponsors as well. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you soon. Look after yourselves. And of course, wash your hands in a bit.
Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertained, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know.